I came into this country as a 17-year-old from former Yugoslavia as a refugee and asylum seeker. And I've experienced tremendous kindness and love and acceptance when I first came into the country, and tremendous level of encouragement from people that were around me. I took up some of the advice that I received, and I went to college and then university, managed to get work, and I have pretty good career in engineering. And without people supporting me at the very start of being here after losing everything, I don't think I could have made it. I remember those times. There were quite dark times with a lot of kind of depression and anxiety about life generally, and aimless kind of wondering what's next, without any idea what the possibilities are. So I really benefited, albeit I didn't understand at the time, but I really benefited from people being there for me and guiding and supporting me at the time. So I'm pushing 50 this year, and a couple of years ago I had this idea. I live on my own, and I had this idea that I wanted to perhaps try fostering, to support somebody like I was supported when I was younger. And that process seemed very, very complicated, and it took a long time, and eventually I gave up on that idea. But a friend of mine got in touch with me and told me about Concrete Rose. So I thought, this may be a thing for me, because I have a heart for teenagers and young adults. I think they get particularly raw deal when it comes to sort of trying to escape the clutches of childhood and get into work and get into education and start their own home and perhaps family or whatever. I think the young people tend to get a very, very difficult deal as it stands at the moment. So Concrete Rose seemed like a really good match for me, and I filled in an application which was pretty simple. I think it was initially like a couple of page thing from memory. So I filled it in, and I was very surprised with my experience from trying to foster that almost the same day I received an email from you, Mike, and welcoming me and asking to meet up, etc. So we had a telephone call, and we had a meeting together. We did some more forms, and I remember there was somebody came around to check my house out, which was pretty quick. There was few things that we looked at around the home, what was suitable, what wasn't, and any changes that were required, but there was not a lot of that actually. So it was very, very straightforward, and I found the process ever so simple. It took about, I think, 3.5 months for the full approval process to happen. Dead easy. So that was it. My experience is kind of very, very positive of going through the application process through Concrete Rose. So I felt a little bit disappointed, if I'm honest, that I didn't get matched straight away. Looking back now, I can see why. And I think if I was to get approved today, I don't think I would have that problem because, I know that your waiting list is quite long for young people. The demand is much higher than supply, unfortunately. I waited for a while, but it did happen within sort of 6-7 months, and it just seemed like to naturally progress. Once we started talking to a young person, it seems to move quite quickly, and within a matter of few days, if maybe week and a half, the decision was kind of made. Yes, we're going to go ahead, and then young person moved in maybe 3-4 weeks later because of the timing, etc., with various things that were happening at the time. The housing benefit that they receive, it's pretty generous, I think, and it covers everything that all the extras that I think I would spend on a house anyway. So that works out pretty good. The young person obviously gets I can't remember the benefit, forgive me, what it's called, but they get weekly or monthly allowance, and they at the moment they pay £30 per week towards their food shopping, all the household kind of consumable stuff, which obviously doesn't cover all of the expenses, but it does go quite a long way towards it. And it's generally working out pretty good because we cook a lot together. I know some people maybe don't want to do that; they rely on takeaways and sort of fast food. But we cook a lot, so we shop together from time to time. Not all the time. Quite often it's an online shop, so we do a repeat order. But generally, it works out pretty good financially. I'm sure this is the case for most people. That before the young person moved into the house, uh, I had a lot of ideas about things that I did not want to happen, but they probably likely to happen. So, what if one imagines a teenager living around? It's the usual stuff about tidiness, and I'm a pretty tidy person, but the tidiness, the kind of the washing up, the cooking, the cleaning, the looking after themselves, washing themselves, being sort of on time for things. Uh, and I had a small touch of anxiety about that, but I didn't want to allow it to put me off. So uh, I persevered with it. But actually, as it turned out, the young person that's staying with me, I've experienced none of those really to any significant magnitude that it bothers me. If I think of one uh, significant, small but significant thing was for me as a highlight is that the young person has never been abroad, never been
Mm,
plane before. So a lot of anxiety about going on a plane and references to such as, we're going to die. And if we survive the flight, we'll enjoy the holiday or whatever. But actually, they came to the airport and we boarded the flight and they were evidently nervous, but we just worked through it and it was fine and it was brilliant. What I've experienced is just a really great kind of uh, spirit of community and helping each other. And, through social events that we've had time and time again that you organize kindly, where we get to mingle and share ideas and talk about various things, to the personal support that I get through Concrete Rose. This is not for the young person, but actually I get personal kind of support from mentors and like a pastoral care team, which is great. And yeah, it's just been fantastic. My just general well-being since young person has moved into the house is just been great. That focus and attention on something other than just monotonous work and kind of stuff, just having a sense of purpose. Well, please do it. Please do it. Even if you can only do it for 6 months, try, give it a go. Uh, I think the worst thing that could possibly happen is these young people that are leaving not great system, let's face it. A lot of them in our hostels or had loads of trauma in their lives, in the very short young lives. Uh, and then they being dropped and they end up in trouble with police, they end up in trouble with drugs or whatever it might be, right? They don't need to do that because there are ways of saving them from that. And they are very responsive to just kindness and love and safe home, feeling sense of belonging. Um, what I love the most is when my mum comes around, my elderly mum, and the young person goes over and gives her a hug. lovely to see you, is just a tremendous thing to think where the person comes from, through the system and what they've been through to how they are with other people. It's an amazing thing to see and witness. So please do sign up. Please do consider it, even if it's temporary thing. Give it a go, because the rewards are so big.